to Well, That's Horrific, a podcast about anything and everything horror. My name is Mr. S.
And I am Tom Cruise.
Welcome. Thank you for being here on whichever platform you're listening this to. Also on Twitch. We're live on Twitch right now. We always are live anytime we do record. So, if you have any questions or would like to see us live, you know where to find us. Welcome back to another week. This week we're going to be talking about Hellraiser, a 2022 film released by Hulu, and finally got to watch it. I think you watched it before me, but finally got to watch it. I have some things to say. Obviously, this is another film in the Hellraiser franchise. There's like 10, I believe. There's like 10. To be honest with you, growing up, I didn't really like Hellraiser that much. I really wasn't a fan of it for different reasons. But we'll get into that. Clive Barker is, a well-known author, writer, director. A lot of his books that he has written, have become classic horror movies, aka The Candyman. So obviously in 1987, when Hellraiser was originally released, there was a lot to it. I think for me, it was more like more about the art behind this horror film. But today we're going to be talking about 2022 and have comparisons of the 1987 film. But I gotta be honest with you. I don't know if you're gonna like a lot of things I'm gonna say today, so I just want to go ahead and point that out there. If anyone is listening and you haven't watched Hellraiser, go ahead, watch it. It's on Hulu, and come back here. We'll be more than happy to share our insights with you. So
I don't think our takes are going to be very different, honestly.
You think you think they are going to be different, or they're not?
I don't think.
Oh, you don't think? Okay.
Now, few things on this particular movie. We're a little late to the party. This movie did come out, like you mentioned, 2022. Mm-hmm. I have been meaning to watch this, but I just never got to it. I did see the trailer early on. There were a couple things that are interesting. This is a complete reboot. Yes, it's in the Hellraiser universe, whatever you want to call it, but it's a reboot. It's not a sequel or like the last 7 or 8 movies. With that being said, it's completely different than the original Hellraiser. Different plot. Just only thing you know is the Cenobites and the puzzle box. Yeah. Pretty much everything else is completely different.
Yeah, I think they try to be different. They try to be different, but it's kind of hard to try to be different when you're kind of doing a lot of the same things too.
I mean, the overall plot, plot.
Yeah, the plot is different completely.
In the original Hellraiser, the Cenobites weren't even. The main bad guy was what, the brother, the stepbrother, the brother or the.
It was the brother and his ex-wife. The second wife. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And that movie is very unique. I actually do like the original 1987 Hellraiser. But for completely different reasons, more so because it was very, very gory. To me, that was the goriest movie I saw growing up. I was I never had seen anything as gory. To me, growing up, again, 90s baby here. Obviously, I wasn't around when the movie actually came out.
Yeah.
But every time I knew of Hellraiser, I always thought of the goriest thing. To me, that was what Hellraiser was for me.
And rightfully so. I think rightfully so. That's why I do give the movie its props. I think during that time, so this movie came out in 1987, and during that time, horror was into that slasher, comedic, role, like Friday, I can't speak, Friday. My God, not Friday the 13th, but Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street. Yes. So ever since that, horror movie has kind of taken a step towards that comedic route, and I think Hellraiser kind of retracts from that and introduces a new type of horror with its art. Again, it's art, and that's because of Clive Barker. He was very into it, and a lot of the things that they did was very, for that time, was difficult to do. They didn't have the resources people had today in terms of making these type of films. A lot of the shots that they had to do were shot in reverse because of what they did, the makeup team and whatnot. A lot of the stuff were on animatronics and were melted, so you can't unmelt it. You can't. There was no CGI back in the day, so they had to melt it, kind of reverse the footage and kind of deliver it to the audience.
Yeah, it was that much more difficult. If you had to do a shot, you had one take or two takes.
And that was it. And that's the thing that I appreciated about Hellraiser is that aspect, the art behind it, and it was a lot more difficult to do. But for the story itself and the way that movie was heavy on the art, I wasn't too crazy about it. I know it's a classic. The Cenobites are, well known, especially Pinhead. A lot of people know Pinhead.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it was good, but not one for me. And
Yeah, I mean, with
a
that
lot
being
a lot of
said,
people would disagree with me.
only
A lot of people
only
would disagree
two or
with me.
three of those movies went to theater. The other 6 or 7 went straight to
Yeah.
DVD.
Oh, I didn't even watch like the other 6 or 7. I think
Yeah.
there's like no point. But
I
for me,
have seen Hellraiser 2 and Hellraiser 3 Hellbound. I don't think
Hellbound,
I've ever seen anything past that, to be honest. I may have taken a glance at some of the more recent ones once they changed who Pinhead was playing. But by then, they were like at Hellraiser 7 or something like that.
yeah.
And now it gets a little bit interesting because Hellraiser is played by a completely different actress.
Yes.
So that's interesting as well.
Yeah.
And just to add a little bit more to what you mentioned in terms of like the art, I would classify the original Hellraiser as more of a like we mentioned, gory. Here, almost the designs to all the Cenobites are just like very artistic, very precise, very like they definitely had fun making those suits for sure. But in this case, the priest or Pinhead was played by Jamie Clayton.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're following the main character here, played by Odessa Azion, who plays Riley.
Right.
And I'll touch on the synopsis here really fast. It really just says a take on Clive Barker's 1987 horror classic, where a young woman struggling with addiction comes into possession of an ancient puzzle box, unaware that its purpose is to summon the Cenobites.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess same idea with the puzzle box. But a lot of different things here.
Yeah. The movie has a runtime of 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I think that's something I wasn't expecting, but just want to point that out for people if they haven't watched it yet. It is a 2-hour film. So, yes, you mentioned that it's a different plot, and it is a different plot. It goes a different route completely, which is fine, but while still kind of keeping the aspects of Hellraiser. Because, again, if you're going to title this movie Hellraiser, you have to have, familiarity with your fans. So that's what that was. Cool. Odessa Azion, whatever her name is, I can't really pronounce it correctly. I think she did a great job in this film. I just want to go ahead and point that out. She deserves a lot of credit for this film. The way they kind of wrote her in this film is like very obviously she's a recovering addict and she's like very streetsy. Like her clothes are very baggy. She's like a mess, but at the same like she's having conflicts with her brother. She's like running away and all that stuff. I think she portrayed that type of character really, really well. I also Brandon. I want to give a shout out to Brandon. What's his name again? Flynn. He plays in 13 Reasons Why, and that's the only place I know where he's from. And in 13 Reasons Why, he did a good job. So I just want to give him like a shout out. When I saw him here, I knew it was going to be good. He's a good actor. But yeah, I mean the film itself it's good. I thought like the first 15 minutes of it, I was happy that they kind of set the tone pretty fast. But I didn't think that they would drag it so much moving on. I think there was a lot of time spent on trying to decipher where this puzzle came from. I mean, it was a little bit too much. Even at the point where she's like at the house, I'm like, oh, damn, it's been an hour? Like, we still have an hour left.
I definitely agree that took way too long. But just to touch up some of the things that you said, I think pretty much you hit it spot on. I thought the beginning of the movie was great. I thought the setup and everything was great.
Yeah.
Towards the middle of this movie, it starts to hang, and then towards the end, you're kind of like, all right, are we getting there? But I have to say, I mean, I liked Riley. I liked the girl who played Riley, but I hated her character towards the end, man. And by the end of it, I was just like, there was a lot of shit where I was just like, I was over it with her.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think the Cenobites, and then I guess the mystery of Trevor's character and knowing that, trying to figure out whether he was in it or not, and then the mystery behind this guy still being alive, Voight, which is I forgot what
Roland Voight, I think his name.
Yeah,
Yep.
Roland Voight. Like the mystery behind him being alive and stuff was really all I was trying to decipher. But by then we were at the third act.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it takes a long time. It takes
Yeah.
a long time to kind of to make kind of have their points across. And it's fine. I want to say it's fine. I really do, because that whole park scene, I wasn't too upset with that park scene. But then afterwards, I don't think she had to go back and see Serena. Even though I liked Serena's acting, I thought she was a great character. I feel like from that scene alone in the park, she could have figured out what the box did. She clicked it together. That knife in the puzzle didn't hit her hand, but it hit her brother. She saw that her brother's hand was bloody, and then he disappeared. That's it. That's the extent of it. I think a lot of people who see this film understand that that's what that is, right? And what makes me kind of upset with Riley's character is the fact that she goes to Serena, and Serena kind of confirms this, action that happened, and she's like, "No, I want it back," like the puzzle, and then she causes, Serena to get hit with the knife, and obviously it leads to her demise. So it's like stuff like that was kind of like fillers, like no need for that.
And literally, like, every person who got stabbed, it just took that long. I'm just guessing, like, who's gonna be the next one? Who's gonna be the next one? Who's gonna be the next one? I think the only twist there was that one of them was one of the Cenobites, like the second to last one.
Yeah.
Once she made the decision to like not actually do it herself or not give it somebody, and Pinhead was like, "No, you have no option," and basically forced her to do it herself.
Right.
I thought that was interesting. I thought the fact that it was one of the Cenobites was interesting. I did like that the brother's is it his boyfriend Colin, yeah. I like that he didn't die after everything, because shit, I felt bad for him throughout this entire movie.
Yeah, he was kind of getting,
he was like the good guy trying to save her the entire time. He warns her as she leaves, then her brother disappears, then everything just goes to shit, and she's here obsessed with Trevor, who we find out later is like behind it all.
Right. And it's crazy, I was rooting for Trevor too. Like, I felt bad for him because everybody's like judging him in the beginning, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, cool. He's kind of
they play you on that. They play you on that because they make him seem like a good guy."
But yeah, I mean, the movie itself, like, there's so many sectors to this, right? So the movie itself is titled Hellraiser. So when you have a title like that, you have to have some type of connection to, I guess. You said this is a reboot, right? So I guess maybe not a direct connection, but you got to give the fans like a lot more to than just the puzzle and the Cenobites. And I think lack that. And at the same time, what they did give them, I felt was forced. Or is it just me? I don't know.
I felt like it was because the main story is the thing with the puzzle. I thought the puzzle transforming was cool. That was a bit of a unique take on it. I guess the big thing is just the Cenobites themselves and all the different designs, because all of them are from previous movies or from the original movie and other ones. Like, all the designs. I don't know if there were any unique Cenobites in this particular movie in terms of.
Isn't it
I've seen all of these.
The Gasp. So we saw the Chatterer, which I saw. We saw Pinhead, but this is obviously a different version of Pinhead. But there was also in the original one, what was it called? Butterball? I think Butterball. The big fat head. I think it was called Butterball. Yes. That wasn't there, but I think they substituted that with the Gasp, because the Gasp is the one who at the end was kind of who killed Trevor with like those barbed wires. I don't think I've seen the Gasp in the original one. I might be wrong here.
I have seen. I believe I have.
Oh yeah, it's okay. So then probably that. I forgot, man. Hellraiser was a while back, but
I don't remember. I wasn't never that diehard in terms of like the names of all the Cenobites, but I do. I have seen them. Like, I've recognized them, and I feel like based on the designs, I feel like I've seen almost all of these. There might have been one that I wasn't sure about, but I think all the rest I have seen. I guess correct me if I'm wrong, or write it in the comments if you guys notice anything new. Or I mean, obviously there are different takes on the same the same Cenobites, but again, neither one of us really knows these that well.
Yeah.
I thought the puzzle being shape shifting and stuff was a little bit unique. It's cool. It's a different take on it. But yeah, I don't know if there was really that much to it.
Yeah, it was definitely a different take.
And how many lines of dialogue do you think Pinhead has in this movie?
There was dialogue in Nora's death, that girl that died in the van, and then there was dialogue at the end. So not much, I would say.
Yeah, it might have been like one or more lines too. There would have been like one or two more times too, when she speaks to Riley right before she basically forces her to stab herself, and
Yeah. Oh,
stuff
yeah,
like
that's right.
that
On the bridge when she
on
was
the
like about
bridge.
to
Yeah,
throw the puzzle out. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
that might have been like 3 or 4 lines.
Yeah.
Um, uh,
I don't know. And also, like, there's no like real clarity as to what these Cenobites are, right? You know, a lot of people say they're angels or demons, and then they end up saying that they're the explorers of what you call it, the external world or whatever you want to call it. And then also, like, Riley tries to figure out what they are too, when she doesn't really know what they are. Like, I feel like this movie is all over the place, especially the ending. Can we talk about the ending? I'm like,
yeah,
oh my
like
god! I'm like I was confused. I mean, I get it. I get what happened. Voight tried to, you know, because obviously the puzzle has phases, you know, and
yeah.
then each phase is something you ask of it, like love, power, sensation.
So you can pick out of all of them.
Exactly, yeah. And then I guess
at the end, after you do all the sacrifices, you can pick out of the 7 phases which one do you want.
Exactly.
And he picked pleasure or something like that, or
sensation. I think it was
sensation.
He picked sensation, and what what was that went through him? I guess like it was this, because obviously the Cenobites won't give you exactly what you want. There's always some catch to it because they take pride.
It's like a genie.
And they take pride in pain, like in your suffering. So they gave Voight what he wanted, but they also controlled his nerves each time or something like that. And randomly, and then he was gone for 6 years. He was presumed dead, all that stuff. So with 6 years, he's been living with that pain. And then at the end, he's asking for it. He's like, please just take it off. And then they do, and they kind of regenerate his chest and his back. And then he's like lifted from a chain, and the absolute ending. Yeah, the absolute ending of the scene, you see him kind of like become one of them. Like he becomes the audience with like, was he becoming a god or something? Like what was he becoming?
To me, it was like, yeah, they made him one of them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, because of the way his skin was flapping like upward. I don't know. What I'm trying. My whole point is the fact that this movie goes a lot of places, and some people can understand it. I don't think a lot of people would. And I feel like if you didn't watch the first Hellraiser, probably scenes like that wouldn't be something you can discern so easily. So
yeah, that's a good point. I guess it's you've seen the original Hellraiser. I've seen the original Hellraiser. I don't know. I would imagine that if you hadn't seen Hellraiser before, you may not like this movie. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what there would be here for somebody who hadn't already seen Hellraiser and who liked Hellraiser.
Yeah, I'm trying to
think of it from that perspective of like, I've never seen Hellraiser and this is the movie.
Yeah.
I would be very confused. Yeah, I think I would be very confused, and yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you for sure.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a mystery with not really much of not a lot of answers to the questions.
Yeah, exactly. I like I mentioned, I don't know. I'm down to give it a rating right away. Honestly, if you're down, if you want me to go first, you can go first. If there's anything else you want to, okay. So I'm just gonna do like a quick little recap again. I thought Riley was great. I thought her character was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I like Brandon Flynn. I thought this movie was going a little bit slow, which was, I guess, fine, but there's a point where it becomes exhausting and too long. I think 2 hours is a long runtime for this. I think they weren't really as clear on to what was going on unless you didn't watch the first one, like I mentioned. I'm going to give it a 5. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
So you gave it a little bit less than me. I was doing this in the background just to note my score. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I thought it was okay.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was okay, a little bit more than you. It is what it is. I don't think it was great by any means, or good by any means. I thought it was okay. If you like Hellraiser, give it a watch. I don't know what this means for the franchise moving forward. It's really one of the only ones that hasn't really have a big blockbuster movie. Like, at least, they remade Friday the 13th. They remade A Nightmare on Elm Street, as bad as that was. They haven't really done this one justice. Yeah. And this didn't go to theaters.
And you know what's crazy? Like, I see trailers and something, like, I'm not trying to be cocky here at all or anything like that, but I have an eye, I think, sometimes for certain things. And when I saw this, there's a reason why I haven't watched it up until now. And that's why, because it wasn't it. And also, you mentioned Friday the 3rd, Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I think 2010, on this date, it was released. So it's funny that you mentioned that. Fun fact for you.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
With that being said, that's pretty much all I have on Hellraiser.
Yeah.
I'll keep everyone posted if they announce anything else, just because I am interested to see what they do moving forward. I don't think they're going to continue with this particular movie, but I wish or I hope they do something good with the franchise and actually make a theater release. I don't know how successful it'll be, but if you make it interesting enough, maybe they can do something, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Just maybe.
Yeah. Moving forward,
Yes.
I finally got to watch Yellow Jackets. I know this is a show. This is a Showtime original, by the way. You've mentioned it to me before, and you said it was good. You said you really liked it, and I do trust your judgment to a degree. And I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and watch it. So I watched the first episode. There's 2 seasons of it right now. I don't know how many episodes are in the second season.
I think they're up to episode 5 or 6.
Okay, so 5 or 6, and I watched the first episode. And I gotta say, it's pretty interesting. I don't think the synopsis will, grab someone in to the show, to be honest with you. But I think when you watch it, you are definitely, I think, hooked. There's a lot of questions that you have to ask, while you're watching it. And I do think they do a good job of kind of, because this takes place. You mentioned it to me. It's obviously about a women's soccer team that made nationals in high school, are traveling with a plane. They end up in a plane crash, and they survived it. And now it's 25 years later, and the survivors are kind of, I don't want to say reminiscing, but are remembering what's happening because, like, I guess a local reporter is trying to grab the full story, and it wasn't a pleasant experience, I guess.
It was a traumatizing experience for sure.
Yeah, it was a traumatizing experience, and they were out there for 19 months. That's what they said. But I think they do a good job of kind of introducing the characters, which is great because they do it in 2021 and then in 1996. And they also do a good job of kind of just making you wonder what happened, right? I'm in episode 2. I don't know what happened yet. The plane crash took place at the end of episode 1. But there wasn't much to it that I know of yet. So I mean, I haven't watched it. If you haven't watched it either, anyone watching it at home, if you're caught up to season 2, great. I'm getting there. If you haven't watched it, I mean, it's not really spoilers because I didn't really reveal anything, but give it a shot. It's 57 minutes long each episode, which I didn't know. It was pretty long.
Yeah, the episodes are long, but again, it's a Showtime show, so it's not surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say much because you're in season 1, but
yes,
I don't know.
I'm gonna try to catch up fast. I'm gonna try to catch up fast, but there's a lot to catch up on. But I gotta say, thank you for the recommendation. So far, I'm enjoying it. Some fucked up shit is happening too. By the way, these people are crazy, and I didn't know that this actress was here. Melanie Linsky. She plays in The Last of Us.
Yes.
Yes, I didn't know that. Once I saw her, I'm like, I was like,
yes,
her.
She's one of the main actresses. Yes.
Yes. So, not only that, who else is in it? Juliette Lewis. She played in Conviction, what's a great movie that I recommend to people. It's not horror, just a regular movie based on true story. Hilary Swank's in it. She plays in that movie really good. And also Christina Ricci. She plays in Wednesday.
Yes, of course, Christina Ricci. Yeah.
So
I absolutely love her.
What is going on? I was like, I was not expecting this. And obviously Jasmine Brown, who plays in Scream, she's in it. You did mention this to me. So they definitely have a cast, who know what they're doing. So that's a plus always. Yeah, so that was that. My little spiel over there. Yellow Jackets. Showtime.
Alrighty then.
So, what else do we have, Tommy? What else do we have? We got some news to talk about.
Yes, some CinemaCon announcements.
CinemaCon. This is like everyone's favorite time.
There's a lot. Some of them we did touch up on. Which one do you want to start on?
Okay. So CinemaCon took place from April 21st to April 27th. It took place in Vegas, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And as you know, during these times, they like to reveal exclusive content to the press. Not usually the public, but obviously information is out. People are there, they're tweeting, whatever. I want to talk about first your movie that you were talking about last week. You did say we touched up on it, but just to confirm, Final Destination 6 got the okay at CinemaCon. It's definitely happening. You knew this. We mentioned it. no surprise. But I guess when it's revealed at CinemaCon, it's a little bit more concrete. So
Yep.
just want to go ahead and mention that. I want to talk about something that I don't know if you ever saw. Actually, I don't think I've ever asked you this, but Beetlejuice.
Yes.
I've seen Beetlejuice with Winona Ryder.
I love
and,
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, it's great. It's very creative, and you gotta like really know what you're watching there because it's kind of all over the place. But I love it. It's a classic film, and Beetlejuice 2 was listed among titles teased at CinemaCon. So that's something. If you're a Beetlejuice fan,
This is always one that I'm always like iffy on. I just fear. I have a fear for like when they try to bring back old movies. I feel like they never live up to like the original. It's hard, man. It's
of
hard.
course, it's definitely difficult because I feel like people are already programmed to just stick to the original, and I feel like anything you do that would degrade from that film, the first original film, is gonna be negative, and people are gonna go crazy on it. But I'm open to people, to writers bringing this story to life and seeing what they can provide, and also bringing that child back in you, that nostalgic feeling. So I'm up for it. I say let them do it. Let's see what happens. But
yeah, let's see what happens.
Don't kill it. And also, it's the second movie for Beetlejuice. We never had
we never got another one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm happy for that.
I mean, I'm for it. I'm a big Beetlejuice fan, so I want to see it. Another one that they touched on another, and this is the scary movie. I don't know if we spoke about the original, and just to throw you off a little bit, The Meg 2.
Yes.
I'm excited for this. I'm a big shark movie guy.
Yes,
I mean, I love sharks in general, but when it comes to these
wait, you love sharks in general?
Yeah, I love sharks. You don't like sharks?
Why do you love them? Like they eat you up. They're not friendly fish.
But they're not intentionally. They may confuse you for.
What do you mean not intentionally? They see you in the water, they're eating you. You're done.
They think you're a seal. They take a bite and they're like, "Oh no, he doesn't have any fat," and they let you there to bleed to death. That's it. Or maybe they're like, "Oh, he's bleeding. Might as well eat him."
Do you know how big a bite from a shark is?
It depends on what type of shark.
Okay.
Not all sharks are. There are whales that are more vicious than sharks. You know that, right?
They say that. They do. I think they even say dolphins.
You like
are
orcas?
More vicious. They say
like
dolphins
orcas?
are more. Huh?
Orcas.
I mean, I guess.
They're fucking brutal. They'll beat you up for fun, bro.
Honestly, I'd rather get beaten up than bitten. I'll say that.
Bro,
Ooh,
there's a gang of orcas that's been killing great white sharks.
I like him even more now.
That's terrible. Okay,
but yes,
back to the subject at hand.
Yeah,
I love me some creature features when it comes to crocodile movies, snake movies.
Yes.
But now we're talking about sharks,
Yes.
monster movies, right?
Yep.
The Meg 2, they're still bringing back. I mean, they still have Jason Statham, which is exciting because he was in the original The Meg.
Yes.
I'm assuming you saw that movie. I don't know if we spoke on it.
Yes, absolutely.
They spoke a little bit about the intro to the movie, and I thought this was interesting. I think it's a flashback or something about like it's like a flashback of prehistoric times.
Oh God.
And they show a Meg eat a great white. Oh no, sorry, eat a T-Rex. Sorry, they show a Meg eat a
what
T-Rex.
kind of flashback is this?
yeah. This is from like a description that I saw. It was like I don't know if it's like establishing the Meg as the most dangerous animal that ever lived, but it's something where like a Meg eats a fucking T-Rex and way back when. Obviously, before cutting to real time, and I guess I don't know exactly how there's another Meg out there, but there's actually a little bit more explanations as to what else that was shown. But I didn't want to dive too much into it. I just saw that part, or I heard about that part, and I was like, all right, this is interesting, and anything that's shark related and has Jason Statham, I'm down. I'm a big Jason Statham fan.
Absolutely. I like the Meg, especially. Even the first film, if you haven't watched it, the ending and what the realization is, I liked it a lot. I definitely liked it a lot, and I'm looking forward to it. I like shark films as well. Deep Blue Sea is one that hits home, Jaws and all that. So I'm for it. I can't wait to see what happens.
And that's coming out this year, if I'm not mistaken. So that's August of this year.
Oh, perfect.
It's a summer movie, man.
Yeah, summer movie.
Gotta love your summer shark movies.
Yes, sir.
No way to scare people to go into the beach.
There's actually a lot that's coming out this year. A lot.
Yeah, believe it or not. I feel like maybe the last 2 years have shown them that horror is like back. That
Yeah,
horror can still
yeah.
sell.
It definitely can still sell, and it's doing really well. And let's here's hoping that it continues this way. Uh, Another thing I wanted to mention, because David Gordon Green is not done with Halloween. His next movie is The Exorcist Believer, and he's writing this and he's directing this. And I just want to go ahead and give you a little quote as to what he said. He said, "I think we'll learn from the production of the first one to see what applies as we evolve. It's honoring Chris McNeil, and we're checking in on her 50 years later, so it's a significant evolution in her character, but I think it'll be really fun to explore." So that's great. Everybody knows The Exorcist, the original, and how scary it was, especially even the trailer. A lot of people even left the theaters when they were watching it. David Gordon Green is tackling this. He's tackling these big names. Like these are big responsibilities.
He's giving it the Halloween treatment.
Yeah, he really is, and it's crazy because he's embracing this, and it's hard to do it. I feel like I would take Halloween and be like, okay, I'm done. Like I'm scared. I don't want to mess up anything. Don't mess this up, my man. Don't mess
Especially
this up.
after all the the pushback with ends and kills. So like
Yeah. And I also know that who's coming back? What's her name again? The actress who played her in the original one. Let me get it here real quick. Linda Blair. Yes, she's gonna be back. She's gonna be.
I'm actually still upset that it didn't continue. I mean, I don't even know if I finished the Exorcist TV series, but I thought the TV series actually did very well, at least early on, the first season or something.
Oh, I didn't see the TV series. Yeah,
the first TV series, the first season of the TV series is actually really good, which it tells you enough that they made another one. So
yeah, but that's cool. Looking forward to that.
They are also making another Nun movie, The Nun 2, scheduled to come out September 8th, 2023. Yes. Another movie coming out this year. And Thaisa Farmiga is coming back as Sister Irene.
Yes, The Nun was great. I liked the first one, but a lot of them are saying
I thought it was
Yeah, I thought it was more story than anything, but it was scary. It was good.
I like Thaisa Farmiga as an actress though, so
she's
I'm
great.
excited to see her.
I love her in everything she played.
American Horror Story and
American Horror Story. She freaking killed.
And then her sister, we know her from everything else. So
The Conjuring and yep. They're saying that this movie is a lot scarier than the first one. That's what they're saying. There's a screening done, and like people are saying it's like pretty scary. So that's good. The Nun is a creepy fucking character, so
yeah,
that should be good. Moving on. Smile 2 has been officially announced by Paramount at CinemaCon. So you know how much I enjoyed the first one. I thought they did a really, really good job. So it's good to see a second one coming. I hope they don't mess it up.
Yep. And another movie that we just reviewed, I believe they spoke on this as well, The Black Phone.
Oh, yes. Honestly, I'm excited about that the most.
Yep.
Because The Black Phone was a really good movie. Ethan Hawke is great. He knows what he's doing, and
Jason Blum is somewhere like laughing with all these fucking sequels coming out.
Of course,
between Megan getting a sequel, the Black Phone getting a sequel, The Exorcist technically is a sequel, The Nun. All of these are fucking Jason or Blumhouse, no?
Yeah, absolutely. He as he should. I mean, they're good movies, and just The Black Phone was amazing. I think The Black Phone was seriously amazing. It was written really well. It took place. The story was really nice. The coming together at the end, how he escapes, everything. I thought it was like really, really great. So I'm hoping they don't mess up this one. I don't know how they're gonna continue it though. I don't know how that would be. But
listen, I don't know how they're gonna continue Smile either.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, we'll see.
They're just gonna continue forever and ever.
No. Oh, I also want to point out that The Exorcist had a trailer reveal and people were scared. So I forgot to mention that. I was quick to read David Gordon Green's quote, but there was a trailer reveal and a lot of people were scared. I wanna jump into Saw. They released the logo, and
yes,
it is absolutely nothing different from what we've seen in the previous Saw films.
It is actually. So it's back to how it looked for Saw 7, Saw Final Chapter.
Yeah.
Because after that they did Jigsaw, and after that they did Spiral. And Jigsaw and Spiral had different looking logos. Yeah. This logo looks more like the original franchise from Saw 1 through 7.
Which could be an indication like that it ties to the original story.
Yeah. I mean, all of them technically did, right? Spiral was a copycat, and then Jigsaw was a prequel. So they're all technically in the same universe. But this movie always comes out around my birthday. I've watched Saw almost since it came out. I've seen them all in the theater like for my birthday. And lo and behold, October 27th, 2 days before my birthday, we got Saw X. So I mean, I'm definitely gonna watch it regardless. I hope they do something interesting. I know that Jigsaw's character, I forgot the actor's name. I know he's coming back again. Lord knows how. He died like 7 movies ago. But he's still here. Yeah. Somehow, some way.
Yeah, because this one, I know this one's gonna be a flashback. This one is one of the prequels.
I don't know if it's a prequel. They gotta stop. They have to.
They gotta stop doing it, but
they gotta stop doing that because, like, I don't know. Either keep it going or I don't know, man. How many prequels can you do? Consider that the last 2. Well, Jigsaw was a prequel. Jigsaw was a hidden prequel. Wasn't the entire twist with Jigsaw? Wasn't the entire twist that it was a prequel?
But that's what I'm saying. I think with this franchise, I feel like it's so easy to start fresh again. Like, I don't think you have to keep bringing back Tobin Bell. So, like,
there you go, Tobin Bell. That's
I don't think you have to keep bringing him back. Like, he is the face of Saw, but he's also been in so many movies where I think you're in a comfortable place where you can move on from him.
100%.
What is Saw? Just torture porn. So, like, you can definitely just go ahead and continue it. But whatever, they want to bring him back, I guess, they respect him to do it. It is that time. A lot of people are coming back from their, original movies. So whatever, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's not mad. He made one movie and collected 10 checks out of one movie.
Yeah, I like him. It's not like I don't like him. I do like him. But if you got to bring him back to the extent where you have to make it like a flashback or a prequel or whatever this movie is going towards, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
You got to sit down and be like, okay, what are we going to do moving forward?
Yeah. 100%. And I don't know if what they've been trying to do this entire time is find a way to keep it going. And they haven't had success.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if this is like strike 3. Because like strike 1, Jigsaw. Strike 2, Spiral. Like at this point, if this one doesn't do well, like what do? Yeah. You just like give it a break for some time and just start from scratch?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I agree. Quiet Place.
Yes, I did see that as well.
Yes.
Does that have a release date already?
I don't know if it has a release date.
I believe it takes place in New York.
I will double check that for you, but if it does have a release date,
I believe 2024, and it takes place in New York.
That's wild. Yeah, so it takes place in the same universe.
Lupita Young. I forgot her. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I believe she's the lead actress in this movie too. So I'm excited for that.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And obviously, it's a prequel. It's called A Quiet Place Day 1.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm interested to see what they do because it being day 1,
like prequels. I just don't.
And
like prequels.
It being a prequel, like it being day 1, right? And then on top of that, New York, it's gonna be interesting, right? Imagine how something like that would start in New York.
I think the New York aspect about it, I didn't know that until now. I think the New York aspect of this film is going to be crazy because there's so many people in New York. The population is insane. So you got to see
look how loud it is here, bro. The whole movie is about sound.
Yeah,
this is the loudest place ever. The monsters are going to have a blast. It's just
you make a great point, actually. You make a great point. They're going to just be swinging out there in the city. Especially after the Knicks win a playoff game. It's going to be crazy. No, but I'm not really a fan of prequels. I just feel like it's so hard to live up to the stakes of like the originals and whatnot. So whatever.
Is John Krasinski involved in this one or no?
He's the one that announced it, so I don't know if he's involved in it. He was at CinemaCon.
I believe he at least is producing it. I don't know if he's.
Yeah, I know he's in. Yeah, so I know he announced it. So there's a reason why he did that. So into that.
Oh, there you go. So Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things, Alex Wolff from Hereditary,
Joseph Quinn's
will also
there.
star.
Yes,
Michael
Eddie.
Cernowski from Pig. Director. Yes, so John Krasinski will produce. Not sure who's directing. I don't know if I missed that on this particular post, but Lupita is in the movie as well.
Nice.
And
Very nice.
The
I like
first footage that they showed in CinemaCon is her. So
I like it. Picasso. I like it.
Yep.
Another thing that we have here is Boogeyman. The
Oh yeah, I've
Boogeyman.
been excited for this movie for some time
Yeah,
now.
this movie comes out this year.
Yeah,
June.
isn't
It
this
says
like in a month?
June 3rd. I think it says June
Yeah.
3rd. Yeah.
June 3rd. We're at the end of April, almost May. That's a month
Yeah.
away, my guy.
So yeah, it's a story about two sisters who lost their mother. Their dad can't.
Stephen King.
Obviously, it's a Stephen King adaptation. I should have mentioned that from the beginning, but the father is not coping with the loss, and then there's a boogeyman. I'll put it at that. So let's see how that goes. The boogeyman is referenced so much by adults, so it'll be nice to finally see it come into the theater. So that should be good. I don't know if I have anything else in terms of CinemaCon, but it looked like it was packed. I think every bit of news that we just mentioned is good. It's good news. I like it. So
yeah, I'm excited.
Let's see how this year plays out, and hopefully, the horror fans are as excited as we are.
No,
let us know
definitely.
what you're excited about the most. Anyone who's tuning in, what are you excited about? What you're not excited about? Thoughts, ideas, theories, all that jazz. We read everything, so please let us know.
I'm really excited, and I'm happy that a lot of the stuff is coming out this year. So I'm definitely tuned in. I'm definitely going to be watching everything.
But you see how much better it is when they announce something and there's footage released, and like you're gonna see it soon. Like, look, you said like Boogeyman, it comes out in 2 months. Like, I don't have to wait a whole year for this.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man, that's amazing. That's amazing.
I don't know, but I always get scared because like I just hope that they're not just releasing everything this year and then next year we don't get anything. I hope there's always something in the talk for like every year.
Yeah, but I also feel like if they're releasing this year too, I feel like they already had completed these projects. They already had it in mind. They just never really got the official, licensing and all that bullshit. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah. That's pretty much it on CinemaCon.
Yep.
Do you have anything else? I did have an article that I just found on Bloody Disgusting that I wanted to talk about.
I don't have anything else, and please share that article.
So they made an Evil Dead 2013 versus Evil Dead Rise. Which film is gorier? And I thought this was interesting because I feel like we started this debate last week.
Yes.
Kind of. And I thought it was interesting just because they go based off like almost every kill, how the girl gets possessed, for example, the elevator invasion versus the creepy trees, boiling bathtub versus burning shower, the vomit in both movies, glass through the hand versus glass through the face, tattoo needle versus syringe, scissors versus box cutter. I just thought it was very interesting. If you guys have the chance, or if you want to take a look, it gives you a good idea. I did see this movie again with my sister-in-law because she really wanted to watch it, and she really liked Evil Dead Rise, but she hasn't seen Evil Dead 2013, so she's gonna watch that next, and I'm excited for her to see it. And I wonder if she's gonna agree. I think 2013 is a little gorier, and this article does a good breakdown of both, and kind of comes to the same conclusion.
They kind of break it down with each gory scene, and the looks like they go into detail as to why. I like it. I'm for it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I see who they want. Who they think. Okay.
Yeah, I think the general consensus is they're both gory. 2013 might be a little bit more gory, but either way, I just thought it was interesting because kind of started that discussion last week, and I've seen it a lot throughout the internet since then. Again, this is the content that we give, man. If you guys want to find out things like this, let us know. There's also one other thing. Let me quickly pull this up. Twisted Metal. Have you ever played this game?
Twisted Metal. It's a Sony game. It's a. I feel like I have to show you this picture. Give me 1 second. I'm looking it up. Let me see it.
For those who have played Twisted Metal, they are making a movie, and it's coming out July 27th, so it's not too long. Or actually, it's a TV series. I'm sorry, it's a TV series. It is horror, and
why am I seeing a bunch of clowns over here?
Yeah, because that's what it is. It's just a bunch of clowns.
It's a bunch of clowns.
You see this evil clown over here? I forgot what his name is, but he's like the main clown in this particular universe.
Okay.
It stars what do you call him? I forgot his name. Falcon from Marvel. So we know him from a couple other things. You know him from 8 Mile as well.
Oh, what's his name? Anthony something.
Yes. Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie.
There you go. Yeah.
And Sweet Tooth is the name of this clown.
Okay.
So this is a TV series that's going to be premiering on Peacock. So,
Okay.
I mean, it is what it is. It's a TV series based on a Sony video game about a killer clown, and it's very about vehicles. It's like monster truck vehicles and craziness like that. So, I don't know.
Okay.
And Nev Campbell's in the movie, so that means
Wait, I
anything to you.
think I saw this. I think they just released something. You said Anthony Mackie. Yes, I think I saw this on a headline somewhere actually.
And like I mentioned, Nev Campbell's in this, so if you love Scream,
My girl
There you
Nev
go.
Campbell, she's gonna be in here.
she's in here. So
I gotta give it a look. I gotta give it a.
I'm interested just to give it a watch, just because I mean I played the game.
What is this gonna release on?
It's Peacock, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a Peacock
Yeah,
original.
I think you said Peacock. Yeah. Okay.
Premieres July 27th. And I believe there is a trailer out there, a teaser trailer out there.
Okay.
So definitely give it a watch. I'll give it a shot. See what it is. I don't know what I don't think this is gonna be as good as like a Last of Us, but I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do here.
Okay. I like it. I
Yeah.
definitely like it. Yep. Well, I guess we'll see July 27th what happens. Summertime, baby.
We got killer clowns all over the place, between Pennywise, between Art the Clown, and now Sweet Tooth.
Yo, and also there was like an incident that was happening in New York City, with the clowns. I think what are they like dressing up as clowns and attacking people? Was that what it was?
That's real? I haven't seen that.
Something happened. Somebody released like a video the other day. Like
I know a couple years ago that was a trend.
I know a couple years ago. Yeah, that was like that was 2018, 17.
Yeah.
But like, yo, I don't know what's wrong with people, man. Like clowns are scary as it is. People don't like clowns as it is. There's no need to wear the costumes and make them scarier than they are.
Yeah.
Come on. It's supposed to be a kid's thing. It's supposed to be nice. But
I think that's what makes it even funnier. I mean, not funnier, even scarier. It's like it's supposed to be a kid thing.
it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, that's all I got, Tommy. I don't know if there's anything else you want to mention.
No, that's it from my end. Definitely, we got to touch up. And if anybody wants to let, any ideas, anything that we should watch, anything coming up, I know you're going to be watching Yellow Jackets. So
Yes, I
maybe
will
we
be
could
watching
touch
Yellow
on
Jackets.
that.
I'll be watching Yellow Jackets on our Instagram account. We'll be posting stories. Any questions or anything you want to add, please let us know. We read everything, like I mentioned before. We love to, collaborate with you fans. So please let us know everything and anything, so we can go ahead and share it with the rest of the world. Please, 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 please.
Yes. So with that being said, please follow us on Instagram, TikTok at Well That Terrific, Twitter at That Terrific. Cause if you don't,
Well, that's horrific. Happy Monday.
happy Monday.
Peace.